Hello, potassium people. Welcome back to another Banana Bites, where I'm eating this banana and asking Valve to please add the strange second banana. We've been waiting. Now, there's a reason why I'm wearing this hat today. And first, let me just talk a little bit about the praying hands. See, I was originally going to have this morning. I was going to peel one of these off. But I did some research, and when they're ripe, it should be fairly easy to peel it off. I tried peeling one off, and it was not very easy. And so I think, even though these look pretty close to being ripe, I need to wait a little longer. So, gonna wait on those. These have to be one of the most interesting looking bananas, though. I love looking at this, staring at it. It's like I'm staring into the secrets of the universe as I look at these mushed together bananas. I was actually thinking about it. Thinking about looks, the aesthetics, the vibe of something. And I realized it seems as though things are very boring nowadays. I'm not saying everything, of course. There's still some very exciting places to go and see. And nature's always nice, right? But in terms of these corporations, these businesses, these places that want you to buy things just seem bland. See, back in the day, I'm an old person, so I could say that. Back in the old days, not the good old days, just the old days, people used to try and throw out wacky stuff to catch your attention. And admittedly, I kind of live like that nowadays. Now that I think about it, take one look at the room I'm in. Do I need to say anything else about that? In fact, here, you know what? Let me turn a little bit. You see this? This isn't all. If you were to go through my house, I have so many banana things. This is pen. Okay. I have a USB that looks like a banana. You know what? What? Here, take a look. I'm so glad that didn't turn off my camera. Glad I did the right one. And just, I have a bath mat. I have all this other stuff. There's bananas, right? I guess that's kind of my aesthetic. I love yellow. I love bananas. So it works out pretty well for me. But, I was a kid. Going to McDonald's was kind of like a special little treat. You'd see Ronald McDonald sitting on a bench in the play place. Be like, wow, that's kind of creepy. You'd see in a few places they had N64s hooked up with these little kiosks that had a lot of colors. Looked pretty wavy, fun, exciting, right? Arcades back in the day, those places were awesome. Now if you go to either of those, well, seems kind of boring to me. Menus for consoles. Maybe this is why I'm such a PC fan nowadays, but when I would boot up the PlayStation 2, man, that was good. Especially PlayStation 2. It like zooms in past all the cubes, right? Or I guess you're zooming out. And just seeing the kind of style they were going for. It was unique. It was interesting. The noise it made. Intoxicating. I used to go around the GameCube menu and just look at stuff because, holy flip, everything's cubes. It's a GameCube. It's blowing my mind. I just go through it and be like, wow, this is pretty neat. I like these little boxes. Look at Super Mario Sunshine, one of my favorite games on the GameCube, be like, that's nice. That's nice to just float in there. But the menus used to be so fun. Now if I go on the Switch, it's just like, box. Click it, play the game. Box. Click that one. It's your settings or something. I don't care anymore. I haven't played the Switch since, it's been like a year. 2 years. I don't even know. It's just boring to me. TF2. TF2 is so exciting. TF2 was interesting. And while there were some aspects that have been nerfed aesthetics-wise, and I don't want to go too deep in that can of worms, I do think the quick play menu was extremely interesting. If you were there, or I guess you could go watch a video, be like, oh, well, back in the day of quick play, right? They used to have these pictures showing you what kind of game modes you were going for. That was fun. It looked kind of hand-drawn, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while, so sorry, I'm kind of old man syndrome over here. But all this was just from me staring at praying hands bananas. Because praying hands and bananas in general, they just look so interesting, unique, simple even. But when everything's simple, you'd rather get lost in complexity. And I guess that's why I'm still thankful that ripe bananas look so complex. I guess you really can't have both when you have something as good as a banana. But not when you have a video game console or a new game where the UI looks like it's the same Unreal Engine copy-paste. Not to say that games are bad nowadays. There's still very many good games. And of course, indie developers, right? Obviously. Fantastic. We see good games all the time. But it's just less exciting. So I guess all of this is a roundabout way of saying I live in an asylum. My asylum. Azure's asylum. And I need more banana things to stick on my wall. So I need to stick more pictures up on the wall. You don't see it, but there's pictures on the wall up here. Sometimes they scare me when I wake up. But at least I have an emotion. Because there's something aesthetic. There's something different going on than just a plain boring wall. I still have a boring part of the wall. That's where I do all my thinking. I stare in that corner. But let's move on, shall we? I'm going to eat this banana. And hopefully, people start being creative again. Or not people. But I guess these businesses that own a lot of real estate within real life. Or these game companies that spend a lot of money on advertising. Maybe it's time to get creative again. Maybe it's time to go a little bananas. Now, would you look at that? See, you think it's perfect. Just perfectly plain, but then you look a little tiny bruise. You know what? That's all you need sometimes. Just look a little off, right? Look a little different. In a lot of ways, I'm really glad I'm not just some guy in front of a camera without a mask, without wearing a hoodie, without wearing hats. Just some guy sitting here eating bananas. The mask, I know, was not particularly unique. I enjoy it. I've always liked people in masks. Knights. Rogues. Assassins. Warriors of any kind. Masks are cool. I like masks. I'm gonna keep wearing them. This is a very sweet banana. It's like it listened to me. Thanks, banana. Maybe that's why I talk before I eat the banana. Maybe it's like telling the banana a bedtime story before I bite into its head. Who knows? I say you should try it. Why don't you talk to your bananas before you eat them, huh? Anyways, that's going to be it today, potassium people. I'll talk to you later. Bye.